You guys are watching the Cowboys Report, part of our After Dark edition, Thursday night live stream, answering all your questions live on the Cowboys Report via Super Chat or via Super Thanks. Several of these, we will hit every single Super Thanks that comes in on the next live show after it comes in. Andres Yabarvo got the signed Cowboys pennant today. Thanks everyone at Chat Sports. Time to get ready for next season. Thank you, Andres. Glad it arrived. Shipping was brutal between bad weather, especially in Dallas area, and holiday stuff. Everything was super behind. So glad it arrived at last for you. From Matt Batten, $5. Pay Trevon Diggs. He deserves it. And sign DJ Chark from the Lions. He's quick, fast, good hands. You're the best. I love the show, guys. Thank you, Matt. Everyone be like Matt. Super thanks. And, of course, subscribe to the Cowboys Report. Also from Matt, another $5 super thanks. Extend Dak and draft Clayton Tune from Houston, the 5th or 6th round. He got a big arm. Hire Thomas Brown from the Rams. I think he'd be good with Dak. Love the show, guys. I think that's the Rams assistant coach. Excuse me. Assistant head coach, running backs coach from the Rams, Thomas Brown. I'd be fine with that one since, Mike's going to call the plays. I think good kind of a hybrid OC Arby's coach role would be decent there for Thomas Brown. Clayton Tune is from Houston. I think mid to late day 3 is about the right range for him too. From Remy Gordon, my guy, Dak ain't shit. Not sure why you defend him and put him on the top tier level. Dak is below average. I'm certain we'd find someone better in the draft. Dak ain't shit. Define top tier for me. If we're talking like in the Mahomes-Burrow tier, no, of course not. But there's more than enough evidence for me, from statistical evidence, results, production, all of it, that he's not below average. But it's okay to disagree. I think he's in that 7 to 12 quarterback tier range. I don't think you're guaranteed to get a better quarterback in the draft because you might end up with a Mitch Trubisky, a Zach Wilson. If you want to go that route and tank and bottom out, that's okay. But it's also fine to disagree. Me and Remy are boys, even though we don't disagree on Dak, because that's how it should be with fandom. It's fine to disagree as long as we're not being really mean and nasty to each other, which we're not. So what do you guys think? Do you believe in Dak Prescott? Y for yes, N for no. This will be the pinned comments on today's mailbag. So if the ad break comes here, as long as we're not super mean to each other, head down there, type in Y for yes or N for no. It's Super Chat time from Jeremy Chuggs' burner account. Sign Steele after an ACL tear and risk another Michael Gallup season. That is a very valid concern for Steele. That happened earlier. Hope the rehab process goes a little bit better and he's not as cautious or skittish as he was. I am fine paying Steele if you, A, have an out in that contract like you have with Gallup, but most importantly, B, if you have a real secondary option, which they did not have in the end for Gallup. They thought it was going to be Tolbert. Wasn't the case, and they didn't ever adjust beyond it there. So the risk is there, yes. You can find a way to make it work, though, in the end. From Chris B, having an owner as GM is not it. There's no pressure on him, and I agree. There is no pressure on Jerry Jones or Stephen Jones outside of age. That's it. Sometimes a little bit of desperation, lack of a better word, is good. You don't want a lot of desperation, but a little bit can help you make your team better when you need to and get better results. You can ask the Bucs, ask the Rams, ask the Eagles to an extent. A little bit of desperation helps things out in the end. Now, today's Cowboys Report is sponsored by Fume. We all have bad habits, and we know how hard it can be to kick those bad habits. Our sponsor, Fume, is on a mission to accelerate humanity's breakup from the bad habits that consume far too many of us. Fume is a natural diffusive device. It uses plants and behavioral science to help you trade out of your negative habit for a positive one. I didn't expect much from Fume when I got it, but the minty sensation is powerful, feels great. And their Journey Pack, which you can save 10% on today at tryfume.com/chatsports, comes with 3 unique flavors for you to enjoy: maple pepper, white cranberry, that's one of my preferred ones, and crisp mint as well. Fume, got mine right here, is not a vape. It's a non-electronic device designed to transform your negative habits. The easiest way to stop a bad habit is to switch to a positive one, and Fume is designed to do just that. Head to tryfume.com/chatsports and use code ChatSports. Save 10% off the Journey Pack today. That's tryfum.com/chatsports and use code ChatSports. Save an additional 10% off on your order today. The Past Master, $5. Wouldn't mind seeing JuJu Smith-Schuster, Jakobi, Meyers, Mecole, Hardman as a Cowboy, or on the Vikings. He's actually a Vikings fan. Happy to have you here, though, Past Master. You'd also welcome Jalen Ramsey. That'd be fun. My hopes are not for Jalen Ramsey, though. I just don't think it happens. Sorry. Of those three, he's not the best of the grouping, but I take Mecole Hardman. I need speed. Look, JuJu can play some slot for you. Meyers is slot, too. JuJu can play some outside stuff, too. I need a slot or a speed. I don't have that right now at my wide receiver core. Hardman, probably going to have expectations low because he didn't produce that great with Mahomes, and Dak's not Mahomes, but I want the speed that he brings. Chris B., we're going to be stuck with Stephen Jones and as full-time owner and GM when Jerry is gone. Going to be rinse and repeat for another 30 years. There was a point that I was like, hey, I'm on, Steven can save us. And that changed a couple years ago when I realized, oh shit, he's in charge kind of. He's a lot of power, and his philosophy isn't going to work. And unless that changes, they will win in spite of ownership, and that's not a great place to be. From Minty Fresh, any Bucks players you want to poach with Brady retired? You know, there were actually some super chats that came in pre-show on this, so we built this graphic for you guys. 5 guys to consider could make some sense. The number you see on the left, the salary, is what the Cowboys would owe in 2023. The number on the right is what Tampa would save via a trade. The problem you run into here, it's not great savings outside of Carlton Davis, and they're so thin at corner, like it'd be really dangerous there. Vita Vea, I would love a Chris Godwin, a Mike Evans, a number 1 wide receiver, but they're expensive for the Cowboys. I wonder if Shaq Mason makes the most sense for you in the end. I wonder if that lower-ish contract cost, plug him in, hopefully at left guard, if you can learn that spot, would work out. I would call about Vita Vea in particular because I've always loved Vita Vea. But I wonder if Tampa just restructures and tries to build with that core around a new quarterback. What do you guys think? Who do you want the Cowboys to go trade for? Let me know in the comment section right now. Ecuador Man AOG, any way you can restructure Dak and don't bury yourself? So yes and no. If you ride with Dak for the next couple years, then you're fine. That's not a concern for you. To a certain extent, eventually the bill does come due. But this is my mindset. If you're dumping Dak, the proper way to do it is to actually rebuild. And in that case, the contract you're eating for a year doesn't matter. It doesn't. Because you're going to be bad. And that's okay to be bad. I would rather be bad for a year or two than win 7 games with Andy Dalton or 6 games with Dalton or whoever it ends up being. So it will eventually come due to an extent, but the cap goes up every year. It's not as bad. I mean, you were stuck with Romo's deal for a year and a half, which didn't really matter that much in the end, although the Jonas pitched it that way. So you do owe money in the future. If he's your guy, it doesn't matter. And my mindset is ride with your quarterback until he's not your guy, and then bottom out and go get an early round pick at QB where he's cheap and you can build around that. Brandon Montemayor? I'm not sure I got that right, Brandon. Who won? Philly with Goddard or the boys with CeeDee Lamb? So, I think this is like they sniped the guy that they were going to take, which is true on the Eagles, I think. Dallas was not going to take Dallas Goddard. Eagles thought they were going to. Both got good players. The reason why the Cowboys won, Dallas took a starting guard for 4 years. The Eagles got 2 years out of Jalen Reagor instead of CeeDee Lamb. Now, if Philly had taken Justin Jefferson, different conversation. In the end, I'll take CeeDee Lamb. It's part of our Cowboys Report after hour or after dark show. Free videos every single day, whether it's Christmas or whatever. I can't remember the last time we missed a video. It's been a very long time. Hit that sub button and don't miss out. Stephen Hewitt, what owner would you trade Jerry Jones for in the NFL? Ooh, that's a good question. NFL owner power rankings. I mean, like, kind of think Jeffrey Lurie's done a good job in Philly. Like, he's let them be aggressive. Like, you want, I see, but I don't want Denver because that's a lot of unknown there. You know who it would be? Art Rooney. Give me the Rooney family in here. The stability, consistency. You could go with like a Robert Kraft or the Hunt family for the Chiefs. I would say I do want some deep pockets, and I think Art Rooney has enough there. Hunt family has plenty of money too, so I'd probably go Hunt family or Art Rooney in the end. It's a good question though, Steven. It made me think about it. From Pedro's, Hendon Hooker in the third if available. Third is the earliest I would take him. I've got age concerns, injury concerns. He has to learn an NFL offense because the Tennessee offense was borderline Mickey Mouse. But there are some traits I like. He had a great year for Tennessee, was on the verge of the Heisman before he got hurt, unfortunately, and then kind of the Tennessee offense kind of fell apart a little bit there. So I like Hooker. In the fourth, I'm in. In the third, I go, is there somebody that can help me win now as opposed to a good, really good, I think, maybe Geno Smith-style QB in the end? It intrigues me. I think about it in the third. No in the second. Maybe in the third. Come day 3, I have interest there. Joey Domino. Should Dallas hire Tom Brady as OC? The problem there is, even though Brady's a genius, I think, when it comes to football, why would Brady do that? Why would Brady come to Dallas, make very little money relative to his massive deal from Fox, work long hours, have high stress, not get the players to do what he – like, it seemed like with Jordan. Like, Jordan didn't work as a GM because it was some semblance of like, well, I would just do this. Well, MKG's not Michael Jordan. I'm sorry. Like, Kid was not Michael Jordan. So it just didn't work out in the end. So for Brady, it probably doesn't make enough sense for him. QB coach, of course I want him, but like I just don't think it's realistic in the end. Now, when it comes to the OC, realistic names only, who do you want the Cowboys to go hire? Drop that name for me in the comments section. Matt Batten again. What do you think about Max Duggan as quarterback? I'm intrigued. I think he's a backup. I think anyone at the Senior Bowl this past weekend is a backup QB. There's some physical, like arm strength and size concerns with Max Duggan, but he has the one big thing I crave in a backup QB. I think in the modern day NFL, you need mobility. The quarterback run, I think, still remains one of the more underutilized aspects in the NFL. Unless you're like a Mahomes, a Burrow, whatever, I need that mobility. So I think Max Duggan has that. I think the toughness he showed against Kansas State, I will never forget. 6th, 7th round? Sure, I'd bring him in as my backup. I think that range, draft a quarterback every year, if not round 5, and maybe you end up getting lucky in the end. Jordan King coming in, $10 super chat here. We'll get to the other super chats too. That's fine with me. Could Biotish get an extension with Steele? I'd sign a guard and since draft deal. I need a veteran presence there with Smith and Peters are gone. Yeah, I would go sign a guard too. I think there's some nice ones out there. I would ride for a year on Biotish. He's not bad. He's gotten better each year. But he almost falls in the Schultz category for me of like, I think he's good. Do I want to pay great money for good? I'm not so sure. Matt Batten, keep Terance at the backup if Steele gets hurt. I'm down to keep Terance, but he needs to be on a new contract in the end. Jordan King on Malik Davis. Do you believe Malik Davis could be our future number 2 back? I wouldn't mind trying it. I would need to draft somebody else as well, probably on day 3. Let them compete for that job because Dallas didn't trust Davis when Pollard went down. That should raise some concerns. Chris B. I'd agree. I'd rather go all in this year. If that doesn't work, then just tank. Get a top 5 pick if you stink, and then be in position to grab a top-end quarterback. I agree. I don't think the Joneses would ever go along with it. And that concerns me because I think you're right. It's a good path to pursue. Chris B, Rams only ain't afraid to go for it. Yeah, but Stan Kroenke kind of pissed me off with the way he left L.A. or left St. Louis. So, but he is not afraid. I agree. Matt Batten, $10. I love you guys. Thank you, Matt. I appreciate that. If you have not already, please make sure you guys subscribe to us right here at the Cowboys Report.